was going to do a get ready with me, but I'm already ready. Kind of. I'm almost dressed. But I wanted to get on here and just talk about, life and some things real quick. So today I got a phone call from my mother, and she wanted me to do a save the date or invitation or something like that. And so it was thumbing through like invitations that I already did. If you guys didn't know, I do graphics. I do graphics for myself mostly now, but I used to do graphics. Well, I still do graphics for the church, but I used to do graphics for other people. There's a story behind this in a minute. And I was thumbing through graphics that I already did because it was like, we probably already got something like that, and I could just tweak it and send it. And I saw an invitation that I had did for a wedding. And it triggered something. So it just took me all the way back to the fact that I had did this and spent some time on it and did this for the wedding. And they got somebody else to do it. But it was the exact same graphic that they got somebody else to do it, and somebody else took the credit for it. So I was thinking about how many times have you done something that you were very proud of and you knew that you did a great job at, but somebody else took the credit. So then I started thinking about all of the things that I do currently and the things that I don't do anymore because somebody else took the credit, or somebody else decided that they could do it more, or somebody told somebody that they could do it better than you, and then they took the job and they actually got to do it. And then, you were the one that introduced it, and you're not doing it now. I can remember my father, he had written a book, and he had wrote the book. And you know me, you knew I graduated with a journalism degree, but journalism is quite different from actually writing a book. My first love is writing. Go check out my blogs, basically teesha.org. Writing has always been my first love. I started writing very, very early. I remember my first story that I wrote in about 5th grade. I knew then I had a knack for writing, and I've been writing ever since. But my father had written a book. Oh yeah, I got a couple of books out too. I got a new one that's almost ready to come out. I can't wait to share that one with you guys. But my father had written a book, and I was getting the book together and taking out words and adding words, just things that an editor would do. And not only did I edit the book for him, but I also summed it up and put it in graphic mode and did the book cover and all the inside and did all the typeset settings and everything. The only thing that needed to be done was the book needed to be printed. So he took the book to get it printed. At that time, I didn't have my own printer. So he took the book to get printed, and we got the book back. The person who printed the book took my name out of the book and put her name in the book as if she had printed the book. And I was like, so angry about it. And I think I voiced my disdain and how angry I was about it. And the way our family works is like, you could be angry about it, but get over it and move forward. And so that's exactly what I had to do. I had to get over it and move forward. And a lot of times people misjudge my nonchalantness or my jokes because they automatically think, oh, she doesn't care about anything. And it's not really true. Like, I probably hold a lot on the inside of me that I just don't talk about. And I really don't share it. And I spend a lot of my time laughing about situations because why, why be so upset and angry about everything? No. So go get the phone right there. Go get me the phone. So we moved on, and guess what, you guys? Happened again because we didn't deal with it. Nobody ever said anything to that person. And it happened again, and it happened again, and again, and again. And now, like we get on Facebook, and I see some things that this person's doing. And I'm like, things like, maybe I'll open the door for her to have this situation. But then also at the same time, you wonder, like, what about me? What about me? Sometimes you take things for the team. Recently, my husband is doing a NFL camp. Hold on, you guys. He's doing a camp for the NFL, and it is a sports camp for kids, and he needed a save the date flyer. And of course he doesn't usually ask me for anything like that because I am doing everything in the house. Like, everything that goes in the house, I do it. So he typically doesn't ask me for anything. Hold on just a minute, and just don't mind her. She's not ready for the day. So I typically do everything for him. No, for the house, not for him. For anything concerning the camp, I made a decision about 10 years ago that I wouldn't do anything for the camp, and it was a decision that I made, and I probably should have stuck to it. Because, like, if you make decisions, you need to stick to your decisions that you make, because what happens is if you don't stick to your decisions and you happen to get hurt, you can't take it back. So anyway, he asked me to do a save the date, and I did the save the date, and I never saw it. Like, I never saw him post it. I didn't spend that much time on it, but I mean, I spent some time. I could have been doing something. I could have been doing this. Could have been doing something else. I spent some time on it, and it was days, maybe even weeks went by, and I'm like, why hadn't you used that save the date thing? He was like, oh, well, you put the wrong date on there, so I just decided to do it myself. That like sent a sensation down my spine because I remembered why I stopped doing things for him or anybody else because of those reasons. So I said all that to say, so sometimes you have to make conscious decisions to do things for yourself, or things that bring you joy and things that bring you happiness. Anytime you're thinking about things that you stopped doing, or even like me looking at that, hold on just a minute, Piper. Even me looking at that invitation that I had did for somebody else, and it actually triggered just my thoughts of where I am today and what am I doing with my life right now. Hold on. Even looking back at that video, I mean, not the video, but looking back at that save the date thing that I had did for somebody else, and allowing it to actually trigger me to the point that I'm here talking about how people can do things to you. The way that I feel about things is that some people are just going to be good at some things and some people aren't. You're not going to be good at everything. And there are going to be people in the world that will be able to bring that balance. There are some people that I watch on YouTube and they totally inspire me to do a lot of things. I love watching some of these girls. I love to see what they put in their house. They totally inspire and influence me. And then there are some people that aren't good influencers. Just You know, does it make them a bad person? They're just not good in that area. And it's, you know, and I think at that point, we just need to realize that possibly we need to stay in our lane. Where do we really fit? And are we infringing on somebody else's wealth that they could possibly have? Not because that person is not aggressive or that person doesn't have it, but because we came in and swooped in and took something from them that they were supposed to have. And a lot of times, if we're not careful, we can look back on those situations, and because the tables will turn, people will actually see certain things happen. We can, you just never know. You just never know. I just remember my mom telling me something about sometimes people will try to force your hand at doing things that you don't want to do. But you have to make a decision to either allow them to do it or not. Guess I'm not going to be able to finish this video, but I hope you guys get the gist of it. So don't ever let anybody to force your hands to do something that you don't want to do. And then if it doesn't bring you happiness, don't do it. And also, if you made a decision to do something or to not do something, stick with that. Stick with your decisions, because you'll never want those things to come back and hurt you. Okay, I gotta go. Okay, one last thing, because I did mention like a girl, but it really wasn't a girl. It was like several people. But you always say she or her or something like that because you refuse to call names. So don't think that I was talking about one person in general. It's like a couple of people that I could put names to, but I'm not vindictive or anything like that. And I'm not really bitter about it. It was just a thought that came to my head about things that bring you happiness and sticking to the things that bring you happiness and allowing that to be the motto for my life, to stick with things that bring me happiness, and things that do not bring me happiness or do not bring me joy. Every time I turn the video on, the camera on, she gets to screaming. To stop being so concerned with those things or either those people, because a lot of times, honestly, being an influencer doesn't mean that you just influence products. Sometimes you do influence careers or hobbies, or you may influence a number of things for different people. So don't take it as if, oh, dude stole my career, or dude or a girl forced my hand at the situation. Sometimes you got to take it and look at it in a different perspective. I did have to take a moment and just relax and think about it and think, yeah, here's a different perspective of it. Maybe it wasn't that somebody stole my idea or somebody did this, but think about it. Oh, I influenced that person to do this. I'm a great influencer. I influenced that person to do this. And now, what do? You ever evolve and you change direction. So whereas I was doing something for everybody, I do it for exclusive people. And it's not always about the accolades or anything like that. But sometimes when you do things for people who are closer to you, because at one time I was only doing things for people who were close to me. Now I don't do things for people who are close to me. I only do things for companies and businesses and things of that sort. So if you don't have a company, you don't have a business or whatever, I just don't do that anymore. But there was a time where I was doing things for individuals and people that I knew. And I had to stop doing that because of certain situations. You never have to dim anybody's light to shine your light. There's room for us all at the table. There is room for us all to be successful and to be in our own individual lanes. That's what I hope that you got from this video. Because I don't want you to think that I was throwing off on any one person particularly, or a group of people particularly, because this was like a number of people. This didn't just happen once. It happened when I was in college, out of college, or just whatever. But you never have to dim somebody else's light to shine your light. There's a lane for everybody. There is something to do for everybody. And if it doesn't bring you happiness and doesn't bring you joy, don't do it, period. That's it. All right, guys. I'm going to show you what Piper was doing while I was filming this. And I'll see you guys Tuesday. When people tell you, oh, you got the same time in the day that I do. You can make videos and do stuff while your baby watches TV. No,